Alright guys, how we doing today? It is I, Crown Fiend, back again for another video. Like I said in the update video, I'm giving you guys a what ifs again. It's, seinen content, stuff that I love to my heart's content. And the update video was actually very positively received, and I'm happy for that. Thank you guys so much for that. And now, let's go ahead and dig right on in to what if Guts never left? Where we start this story is right when Guts is about to leave the Band of the Hawk. He's still stopped by Casca, Corcus, Pippin, and Rickard at the top of the snowy mountain. Judo stays silent as they all have the same talk as in canon. However, before Guts can walk away, he's confronted by Griffith, who tells him that Guts belongs to him, and that if Guts wants to leave so badly, then he'll have to fight Griffith for his freedom. Corcus remarks that Guts isn't going anywhere, and Casca tries to have the two avoid clashing swords. However, the time for words is over. The two warriors' eyes lock, and the swords are drawn. Guts tells Casca to step back and get out of the way. Casca refuses, and Pippin grabs her arm and drags her away from Guts and Griffith's fight. The two stare at each other. Guts thinks to himself that Griffith is probably willing to kill him. He thinks if this is really the right thing to do, since Griffith might hate him and call him a traitor. But he's determined to leave and walk his own path. And in that name, he's okay with whatever happens. If Griffith hates him and calls him a traitor, so be it. Griffith stares down Guts and thinks to himself that Guts' eyes are firm in his convictions, and wonders why Guts wants to be free so badly from Griffith's control, all the while thinking of a strategy to defeat Guts, and considers killing him as an option. The snow falls from the tree, and the two meet each other, with Guts' sword going straight through Griffith's, and stopping short of a killing blow on Griffith. The broken sword falls from Griffith's hand, and the blade falls back into the snow. And Guts prepares to leave. However, this time, Guts turns around and sees Griffith, and something inside of Guts fills with anger. The eyes of Griffith defeated, kneeling in the snow, being unresponsive. It infuriates Guts, who yells at Griffith, "What the hell is wrong with you? This should be nothing to you. Nothing more than a pebble in the road. You should be able to get back up on your feet and start walking." Guts is beside himself. This isn't Griffith, the strong, confident leader who had led the Hawks to victory time and time again. The man who had saved Guts' life time and time again. Everyone there was in shock of what happened, and even more at the shape of Griffith. Guts then, without a word, picks up Griffith and walks him back to town. Casca helps Guts carry Griffith as Judo walks with them. Rickard and Pippin follow behind as Corcus heads to the nearest bar, realizing that Guts just beat Griffith and wants to forget that as soon as possible. Pippin takes Rickard as they head off to their own place. Guts, Casca, and Judo carry Griffith inside his room and lay him down to rest on his bed. Guts then tells Casca and Judo that he can't leave the Band of the Hawk yet. Not while Griffith is like this. Judo would say that he understands, but he'd like to talk to Guts whenever he has free time, as a worried expression forms on Judo's face when he looked at Griffith. Something's not right here. No, it's Griffith. He's changed. We have to be careful from here on out. Judo would think to himself. Judo would tell Guts that he'll be leaving now, and Guts would simply nod. Now alone with Casca and Griffith, Guts felt guilt well up inside him. I did this to Griffith. But how? All I ever wanted was to stand beside him as an equal. Was that all so wrong? Guts would think to himself. His thoughts would be all over the place as Casca would finish covering Griffith with the blankets. Griffith would roll over with his back to Guts as he pretended to be asleep and listened to the conversation that was about to begin. Guts, why do you really want to leave the Hawks? Casca asked. Guts would remain silent as Casca, with a angry, "Answer me, Guts," would demand an answer. Again, Guts would remain silent and simply sit with his back to the wall, holding his sword in his hands. Tears would fill Casca's eyes as she'd yell at Guts, demanding an answer from him. Guts would simply say that he wanted to be Griffith's equal. He wanted to stand beside him and obtain something only he could obtain. The rest of the Hawk all have their own dreams and ambition, calling back to the night he and Casca shared atop the hill during the campaign. Guts would continue saying that he told Casca that his fire isn't there with all the others, nor is it within Griffith's. He'd tell Casca that he still plans to leave. However, he's going to make sure that Griffith is okay before he does leave. Casca would then ask if staying with the Hogs would really be so bad. Guts would say that he doesn't want to leave, but he has to. Griffith is the one person that Guts absolutely can't stand looking down on him. Griffith's eyes would open wide after hearing that. However, he wouldn't move a muscle. Griffith, now knowing Guts' reasons and ambitions, would start to make a plan on how to destroy Guts for daring to leave his grasp. That if Griffith couldn't have Guts, then Guts will be miserable for the rest of his life and die by Griffith's hands. Meanwhile, Judo would meet with Pippin and Rickard, explaining his concerns to them, as they are the only ones besides Guts that he can trust with this information. Judo would say that Griffith has changed. He's not the same person that we followed and bet our lives on anymore. Losing to Guts broke something inside of Griffith. It's scary to think, but we might want to consider leaving with Guts. Rickard would chime in, saying that Guts isn't leaving anymore, though, so shouldn't Griffith go back to normal? Judo would say no. If anything, it's more likely that Griffith will become more brutal and heartless, and Guts still plans to leave. Griffith relied on Guts for a lot of things that we don't know about, things that only Guts would be able to tell us about. Like what? Pippin would ask. Don't you think it's a little strange that all of the people that directly opposed Griffith are now dead? Like Count Julius and his son. They died right after the autumn hunt. It's too much to be a coincidence. Wouldn't y'all agree? Judo would say, you think Griffith had them killed? Judo? Rickard would ask. I do, but the only person who would know for sure is Guts. We need to make a choice. Do we continue to follow Griffith, or should we risk it all on Guts? Judo would say. And that's where I'm going to be leaving things off for now. I hope you all have enjoyed this first part of What If Guts Never Left. And if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing and ring that bell so you never miss a video. And click the link in the description to join the Discord server. We have a good time over there. And another thing, comment down below if you want Judo, Rickard, and Pippin to end up going with Guts, or should they stay loyal to Griffith? And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.